It's the week of May 3rd, 2022. My name is Kendall.
And I'm Skylar. Welcome to your TNA.
Last Thursday, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, or FWS, announced the 6 red wolf pups had been born in the wild. That's great news for endangered red wolves and marks the first time these pups have been born in the wild since 2018. The litter of 6 pups was found in North Carolina's Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge. 2 of the pups were males and 4 are females. Since only 15 to 17 red wolves are still living in the wild, having 6 new wild-born pups is a huge deal. Long ago, red wolves lived all through the U.S. Southeast, but as the wolves were hunted and as more and more land was taken over by cities, roads, and farms, the wolves began to die out. In 1973, a new law called the Endangered Species Act was passed. It was designed to protect animals that were in danger of dying out, like red wolves. At the time, there were only about 17 red wolves remaining in the wild. They lived on the coast in Louisiana and Texas. 14 of those wolves were caught and kept in captivity. To protect them, the program was called the Red Wolf Recovery Program. By 1980, red wolves were believed to be extinct. In the wild, the FWS is already working to protect the new pups. Workers have taken samples of the pups' DNA and put small microchips under their skin to make it easier to identify them. When the pups get older, they'll probably be given tracking collars like most of the wild adult red wolves. With luck, they will have been even more company next year.
We know that trees help clean the air we breathe by taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. But have you ever heard of a mechanical tree? ASU has one of the first, and it stands 33 feet tall when fully extended. Arizona State University's new mechanical tree looks a lot different than the variety of trees that can be found surrounding it. But while the poplar trees absorb carbon dioxide through photosynthesis, it's the mechanical trees' express purpose to do it better than the real trees. The tree is pioneering effort by Klaus Lackner, a sustainable engineering professor at ASU who has spent over 2 decades researching carbon capture and storage technology. Lacker estimates the tree is 1,000 times more efficient at absorbing carbon than a natural tree. The tree's trunk is a metal vessel and its leaves are 150 metal discs, much like a real tree. It's the leaves or discs that do all of the work. The discs are then collected and dropped into a container where a scientist removes the air, warms up the environment, and adds moisture. The container then has a mixture of CO2 and water vapor, which the scientist extracts, cleans, and compresses to make liquid carbon dioxide. That liquid CO2 can then be used in other applications. Now let's go over to Miss Gigavelli with the weekly update.
Good morning, Chartesso. This is the week of May 3rd through the 6th, and it's a very important week because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. Today, we will have our Apex Fun Run daily classroom activities where Apex team members will be coming in for our lessons, and we will continue DIBELS testing. We will have TNN and coding with Mr. Wisser. And on Wednesday, we will have a PTO meeting after school at 4 p.m. and we will have new teacher induction training for K through 5 new teachers from 3:45 to 5 p.m. On Thursday, it's the big day. We have our Apex Fun Run. It is going to be an amazing day, so get excited. We will also have committee meetings after school that day at 3:15. On Friday, it'll be our wrap-up day for our Apex Fun Run, and they will be collecting final donations, I believe, and it is going to be a fantastic week, teachers. We hope you like what has been planned for you this week. You are appreciated, admired, respected, and loved. Let's have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Ms. Chicabelli. Here is Ms. Williams with Counseling Corner.
Hey everyone, it's a message from your counselor from the Counseling Corner, Mrs. Williams. All right, guys, so this month is going to be our last month for our theme, and this month's theme is creativity. Creativity, Mrs. Williams, what are you supposed to do with that? Well, guess what? There's so many things that you can do with creativity. So you can do creative ways to say thank you to your teacher. So you can create a little postcard, you could create a letter, you could create like a picture, anything that you find creative. This is your month to do it. You can have creative ways to show your friends that you care. So again, you can get them something, you can make them something. When you're creative, you don't necessarily have to buy something. The best kind of creativity is when you make something that comes from the heart. Also, creative ways to express how happy you are, because I am so happy that the weather is changing and it's starting to get nice outside, and now we can do like some swimming and some barbecuing. So just different things that we can do to show creative ways that we can show happiness for others. So I'm excited to hear and see all the creative ways that you guys come up with for the month of May, for the remainder of our school year. Just different ways to show your creativity. All right, you guys? All right, guys. So I will see you guys next time. Have a good week. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Williams. Let's go over to Bree and Alejandra with sports.
Welcome to sports. My name's Bree.
And I'm Alejandra. The Diamondbacks are currently 6-11 this season. They are still struggling to get runs and currently have the 4th lowest total of runs scored in the league. This weekend they will start a 9-game homestand, which will be seen in Colorado, Miami, and Chicago. All come to town over the next week and a half.
The Arizona Coyotes season is officially over. They will be moving to Tempe for at least the next 3 to 4 years while they try to work out an arena deal. They have lots of picks in the upcoming draft, so we will hopefully see some big improvements in the team over in that time.
The Suns have had a rough start to their playoffs run. At the time of filming, the series is tied up 2 games apiece. It should have been a fairly easy match up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Devin Booker has been out for the hamstring injury. The team really needs to get it together and put a couple wins to move on to the next round, giving Booker some time to heal.
That is all for today. See you next year on Sports Thank News. you, girls. Here's Mika and Mateo with entertainment news.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. I'm Mika.
And I'm Mateo. There are lots of cool things to do this summer in our area and all around the state. Let's take a look at some of them. First up, check out the BuckeyeAZ.gov website for all the events that are happening at Buckeye libraries. They have programs on learning origami, story times, and even coding classes. The Buckeye City Pool will open back up this year at the end of May.
They even sell season family passes for up to 6 family members for $150. The Buckeye City Pool is located in downtown Buckeye, not far from the post office. You can even get some beach time at one of Arizona's several lakes or recreation areas. On the Salt River, all you need is a day pass that can be picked up at most Walgreens or grocery stores nearest to the lakes or river. Many of them have areas where you can grill your food, and all you need to do is bring a chair, a swimsuit, and some sunblock to have a great time. Have a great summer and be safe.
See you next time on Entertainment News.
Thank you guys. Let's go over to Halen and McKenna with Joke. Hello and welcome to Joke of the Week. My name is Halen.
And I'm McKenna. So what's your joke?
Want to hear a joke about a pizza?
Sure.
Never mind. It's too cheesy.
Aw, great joke, Halen.
See you next year on Joke of the Week.
Here is Fun Fact Trivia with Chris and Izzy.
Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia. My name is Izzy.
And I'm Christopher. Did you know that today, May 3rd, is National Teacher Appreciation Day? This day falls on the first Tuesday of May every year. It's a day for honoring teachers and recognizing the last contributions they make to our lives. Teachers have a hard job, but do it because of us.
Today, make sure to tell your teacher thank you for all the work they have put in, even when you are not at school. The late nights grading papers, the weekends spent making lesson plans, and planning activities to make learning as fun as possible. Your question today is, which former U.S. president was a teacher before becoming a president? A. William Taft.
B. Herbert Hoover.
Or C. Lyndon Johnson.
You have 10 seconds to make your decision. If you said C, Lyndon Johnson, you are correct.
When he was in his early 20s, he taught at 3 different schools. Records report he was an excellent teacher and received many positive references.
Fun fact, teachers might not always remember your name in the years to come, but they love to hear that they made a difference in your life and that you remember being in their class. See you next year on Fun Fact Trivia.
Thanks, guys. Let's go over to Austin with history.
Hello and welcome to This Week in History. I am Austin. On this day, May 3rd, 1952, a ski-modified plane piloted by Joseph O. Fletcher of Oklahoma and William P. Benedict of California becomes the first aircraft to land on the North Pole. A moment later, Fletcher climbed out of the plane and walked to the exact geographic North Pole, probably the first person in history to do so. In the early 20th century, American explorers Robert Peary and Dr. Frederick Cook, both claiming to have separately reached the North Pole by land, publicly disputed each other's claims. In 1911, Congress formally recognized Peary's claim. In recent years, further studies of the conflicting claims suggest that neither expedition reached the exact North Pole, but Peary came far closer, falling perhaps 30 miles short. In 1952, Lieutenant Colonel Fletcher was the first person to undisputedly stand on the North Pole. Standing alongside Fletcher on the top of the world was Dr. Albert P. Crary, a scientist who in 1961 traveled to the South Pole by motorized vehicle, becoming the first person in history to have stood on both poles. See you next year with This Week in History.
Thanks, Austin. Here's Alexis and Halen with Science Time. Welcome to Science Time. My name is Alexis.
And I am Halen. The amount of microplastics in our oceans has received a worldwide attention. However, the abundance of the tiny plastic fragments in the soil has largely gone unnoticed. A 2018 study by German scientists found that the microplastic pollution on land far exceeds marine microplastic pollution. Previous research has shown that plants often absorb microplastics. They either end up in the produce we consume or accumulate inside the plant's root systems.
Promising as the news is, trees alone will not help solve our ever-growing plastic pollution problem. For that to happen, we will all have to do our part. We can help by investing in our planet, by reducing or perhaps even eliminating the use of single-use plastics in our daily lives.
See you next year with more Science Time. Thanks, guys. Let's go over to Gannon with Word of the Week.
Welcome to Word of the Week. My name is Gannon. This week's word is epitome. Epitome is a noun and it means a typical or ideal example. Here's how you can use it in a sentence. The famous hotel built in the 1930s is the epitome of Art Deco style. See you next year on Word of the Week.
Thank you, Gannon. This is all for this episode of TNN.
Thank you for watching us this year.
See you next year with new reporters.
Have a great end to your school year.
Bye!